Hello, I am Archivist Zarin, and welcome to my study. Today, we are back to my favorite game, Asheron's Call. And the plan for today is rather simple, as I was able to fit it all in the title quite comfortably. I am currently level 177, almost 178 really, and we're hoping to get to 180 by the end of the stream. Well before the end of the stream, hopefully, so that I can do the society quest to get us into a society. Now, it's a very big step. That's like the very start of when the late game begins. So we definitely want to be able to get in there and get that done today so that I can start doing the society dailies on my own. Oh, I can only complete again in 33 minutes. Okay. I was hoping I could do the Moorsman quests, but apparently I did them too recently. So let's see. What other quests can we do? I usually... Did I do the dailies too recently? Because I usually do the Moorsman ones first. But I think I did them in the evening yesterday. So let's check. I guess we could do it. This is only half an hour. So we could wait and do that later. So let's go do some dailies that I didn't do yesterday. Because yeah, I even on the server I've reduced the amount of time it takes like to complete quests again. You know, the quest cooldown, as it were. But even so, it's still catching me every so often. I kind of wish, I mean, this is probably a bit more of an advanced thing, which is why they didn't have it in this, but I kind of wish that all the quests just reset at midnight, because that would make life quite a bit simpler, because then you could just do it literally once per day. Because even with the reduced cooldowns on everything, I'm still ending up in situations where I try to do the dailies one time at night and the other time in the morning, and it doesn't let me do that. So that kind of sucks. Because we're going to need to figure out what dailies we're doing for the next half hour. Because I think yesterday I did the Moorsman quests. I did the Cavernous Ulthoi Chasm. Oh, small hive portal. I need to go in there. Where's that? It's always so hard to find where the little arrows are pointing. But yeah, so I did the Moorsman quests, I did the Ulthoi Chasm quest, I think I did the Frozen Cave quest. I don't know, I don't remember exactly which ones I did, but I know I did not do pincers, because the pincers are a bit outdated at this point. I mean, I'm only about 22 levels away from unlocking the next like set of pincers, because I think those unlock at level 200. So it makes sense that all these pincers from like, I think the highest level one is only like restricted to level 100s or something. So it makes sense that they'd be a bit outdated for me. But yeah, I can pick up these items, so we'll go through and do this. I'm of course starting with the soldier pincers, because going any lower than that is just not at all worth it. And I'll also probably do the Tusker Tusks, because by the end of both of these routes of dailies, I should be prepared. Or, you know, it should take long enough to do all these for me to be able to go and do the other dailies once they're, you know, off cooldown in about half an hour. But whatever we end up doing, we should get... Do I still have the kill task for these guys? No, I do not. I never picked that up again. Because I remember a while back I turned in the Eben Gromny kill task, but I don't remember how much XP it gave, and apparently did not pick it up again, so that's fine. Yeah, we'll just head over to the warrior nest. Oh, but I've been opening sturdy steel chests for a very long time now. And I got like every other weapon type other than two-handed weapons, but I finally got my royal runed two-handed weapon, which is quite nice because it's like the only piercing weapon that I really have. I mean, I have the axe, which can technically do piercing, but it is resistance cleaving slashing, so why I would ever use it for piercing, except in like very specific circumstances, I don't know. Because I don't think that carries over to the piercing damage it does. It would be interesting if it had both resistance cleaving slashing and resistance cleaving piercing, but I don't think that it will do that. Sadly. Alright, so we're almost there. Oh yeah, and just earlier today I just did the Bellis quest, so I got another Aug gem. Very nice. But I can't use it yet because I don't have enough XP. So I was going to wait until after I do all my dailies before I use that, because then I should have plenty of XP for it. The issue is that I'm right at the level where I'm starting to max out certain stats, and yet I'm stuck in the situation where I'm having to choose between either increasing my stats and skills or getting augmentations. That's never a situation you want to be in. Alright, one of these should have dropped the pincer. In theory. There have been times where they don't. I don't know what causes that. But even if these guys don't, the next room should have enemies that drop it regardless. But yeah, it's quite exciting to finally get to the point where I might be able to join a society. Because I've been waiting a very long time for it. Then I can start doing all those dailies, which there are a lot of dailies associated with it. But if we end up getting up to a really high society rank, we could start doing... Is that another small hive? No, simple hive. We could start doing the... I think there's just a quest that you need to be a master in the society for that gives you an augmentation gem. And I think that's a 1 week cooldown as well, probably. So we could be getting 2 augmentation gems a week, which would be quite nice. Because yeah, there's a lot. I was just looking through the list of augmentations, I think just last night, or maybe this morning, and there's a lot of augmentations I want to get, like pretty much all of them. And if I had to just do the Bellis quest every single time to get all of those, it would take probably at least a year if I was doing it every single week. I don't know, how many weeks are there in a year? So yeah, I don't know about the exact number, but it would take a very long time is what I'm trying to say. And nobody has enough time to just do it that way. So we need to get some more venues for it. Of course, I could also do a bunch of luminance giving dailies once I unlock luminance, which you can't do until level 200, I think. But in theory, I could also do a bunch of luminance dailies, and every 100,000 luminance you could get an aug gem. And I don't think there's any timer on that. I think you just you could just spam that as much as you can. But at the same time, do you really want to be getting regular augmentations by spending luminance when you could be getting luminance augmentations with them? You know? So I'm not sure how worthwhile that would be. Probably not much. Especially because luminance is a lot harder to come by than the regular aug gems, so. But I believe other than those two venues, the only other way to get any kind of aug gems is through either Deimos, who we most certainly, we can't even unlock Deimos. Like, last time I attempted the Colosseum, I only ever got halfway through room 8. I think there's like, what is it, like 16 different, maybe 18 rooms in the Colosseum? And I am not going to be able to get through all of that alone. Because, you know, no matter how many people you go into the Colosseum with, it always is on a 1 hour timer. So I don't think, even if I was invincible, even if I couldn't be slaughtered by all the high level enemies in there, I don't think I'd be able to kill them fast enough with just myself to actually be able to get through the entire Colosseum even once. And I think you need to beat the entire Colosseum like 7 times in order to unlock Gladiator Deimos. And then he himself is, you know, pretty terrifying. I don't know if I'd be able to beat him even if I unlocked him. But we'll see what happens. I mean, that's all pretty far in the future once I've like maxed everything out. So I'm not sure how difficult that will end up being. We'll have to see. And we just kill all these guys. Alright, we got the pincer. So now we can get out of here. And from here we need to go up to the eviscerator layer right there. Then it'll give us another pincer and another note. And then we go to the mutilator tunnels, and then that's it for the pincers. Close. And this most certainly should get us to level 178, but then we still have 2 full levels, which will most certainly require doing the Moorsman quests, and the Olthoi Chasm quest, and all the other quests that we can do. I was honestly, like, even with all the dailies I'd originally planned to do, that are, you know, still on the half-hour cooldown right now, I was still kind of iffy as to if we would get to 180 very well. Because it might take a while. You know, it takes a lot to level you up at this point. Anywhere like around 180, probably really 170 plus, it gets really slow to level. Oh, but if we're really in a pickle and I just need to get that last level, I do have plenty. Where are they? Where did I put them? Hey, I still have Coliseum coins. Here they are. Yeah, I have 6 of these, which I don't remember how. Is it 2 for a free level? I think it might be. But I should be able to afford at least 1 free level with those. And so if we really end up out of dailies and I really want to get into the society thing today, then we can just kind of use that as a bit of a cheat code to get us just high enough level. Although I was hoping to save those until I was like level 240 or something. Because at a certain point it takes so much XP to level that those can definitely get a lot more mileage. But I've been doing a lot of dailies, as you can see. I've leveled up quite a lot since the last stream. I think I was 150 or so. I just turned 150 in the last stream. So definitely made some good progress since then. And even I've been increasing multiple stats and skills. Like my coordination, I've gotten up to infinity. My magic defense is up at infinity. My two-handed's at infinity. My melee defense is 1 away from infinity. So it is quite nice. Because it's always fun to reach that level where your main stats start to get maxed out. Because yeah, now I never need to worry about increasing my two-handed skill ever again. That's it. And I'm quite happy about that. Of course, I will still need to increase my strength, because I focused a lot on my coordination, because that increases both my melee defense and my weapon skill, which is why coordination got to max way before my strength did. But next, I'm going to be focusing on the strength and getting that up there, because I really need more weapon skill. Like, as much of it as I can get. Because it's really odd. I don't think I've ever... I mean, I kind of have had this issue before on my mage, but it was never this bad. But I ran into an issue just a little bit ago where I was trying to do some tough quests. And these quests, they give a lot of XP. But they have a boss at the end that are just super, super tanky. Not only that they have a lot of health, but also because their melee defense is just absolutely ludicrous. So even with maxed out two-handed combat and maxed out coordination, I still miss them like 50% of the time at best. Even with like unbalancing blow on them constantly. So I don't know how that works. I don't know why they gave a... You know, I mean, to be fair, it is a boss enemy, but why they would give any enemy so much melee defense that you can only hit it 50% of the time. It takes a long time to kill those enemies. A very, very long time. But I don't really necessarily need to do those dailies every day. So I'm not forced to spend 20 minutes trying to kill the boss every time. Because yeah, I only do like very little damage to them anytime I do hit. And only hitting half the time is like super bad for my DPS. As one could imagine. I remember when these guys were actually difficult. Back when I used to fear the mutilators. Drag them out into the hallway to kill them. You know, as few at a time as I could. Okay, that was it. I was about to try to run out and go to the next dungeon, but there is no next dungeon. That was the last one. Alright, so now we just go turn these in Red Spire and Green Spire, respectively. And that should get us some XP. I mean, as I said, the pincers are very outdated at this point. Oh, great, and our buffs are running out. I knew that this was going to happen very soon, but... Oh, come on. But it really, really sucks. That it's always my magic casting spells that run out first. Because I have to cast them first. So every time that happens, I end up in a pretty bad situation where I'm needing to reapply all my buffs while fizzling half the time. That's fine. Just gotta reapply these. And hopefully this will be the last time I'll be applying buffs with this lower amount of duration, because I'll be getting this pretty soon here. Okay, we need another potion. Sadly. Oh, we can't. We need to select ourselves again. Of course. Ooh, we could also do the Asheron's Raiment quests. Those are a classic. They should give plenty of XP for the level, I think. And they're pretty quick, honestly. You know, it's still kind of weird seeing the regular ancient armor for me. Because I'd been playing for such a long time with the ancient relic armor that now this just kind of looks a bit off. So let's stack all these. Put these is in here. No, don't drop. In here. We could put 2 more in there. And then we sell the rest. We put these in. Yeah, put these in here because we're just gonna disenchant them later. Shopkeep. I don't know, probably judging by how many or how few of those we had in there, I probably should have just dragged them in themselves instead of taking out everything else after dragging the whole bag in. That's fine. Alright, and then we need to go to Greenspire, which I would have just taken the portal that's right outside Redspire, but you know, the portal's been broken for a while, so can't do that anymore. It's quite tragic. There we go. Now, where are we? We are still very far away from leveling. We need 569 million XP. So that's fine. We'll get there. So next we do the Tusker Tusks, which should go smoothly. Oh, but it's gonna be night for the next hour. Pretty quick here, which is gonna be unfortunate because the Society initiation quests are all in the graveyard. So for us to do that at night is gonna be like 10 times more dangerous. So hopefully we have enough to be doing that it turns daytime again by the time we need to do this society quest, which is just in about an hour, so that's not too bad. Alright, so we'll start with the level 80 Tuskers as usual, because any lower than that really isn't worth it. Oh yeah, and I was thinking, there is augmentation that increases my effective melee weapon skill by 10. And that might be, like, the thing I need to do in order to actually hit things like boss enemies around this level. Because some of those bosses, they just, as I was saying, they do not like being hit consistently. Even though this weapon has a pretty dang good 40% attack skill bonus. Like, you rarely see anything significantly higher than that. And even with this, it's still very hard to hit things. So I might just need that plus 10 skill, because I think, at least at this level, any little amount more defense they have than your attack skill really hinders your ability to actually hit them. So even like 1 or 2 more points could be the difference between hitting 50% of the time or hitting 80% of the time. It really just depends. So maybe those 10 points are all we'll need to be able to actually hit things. Although it's quite nice that I spent so much time trying to level up my weapon skill, just because now pretty much no normal enemies ever evade me. Or if they do, it's quite uncommon. Why am I using slashing against Tuskers? I mean, it's not bad. I gotta remember I actually have a fire weapon now. Alright, so we got that Tusk. Now we're going to the Tusker pits. Where these guys are. What are they? Silver Tuskers, that was it. So you need to go kill the Silver Tuskers, then the Armored Tuskers, then the Plated Tuskers, then the Rampagers, the Assailers, and the Devastators? I think they were. That's the last one. And I probably should have been looting all the Tusker guards in there, because they can drop the letters for the gambling tokens. Get out of my way. Same with these guys. These guys also can drop the letters. How'd you get behind me? Like, I was killing the guy because he was stuck in front of me, and then he teleports behind me after he dies. Like, the game was just showing me that he was in front of me to spite me, I guess. It does that quite a lot. Okay, let's see. We need to stay to the west. This dungeon's kind of confusing in where the exit is, because it has 4 different directions you can go: north, east, south, and west, but it only has one exit, which is to the west. So I had to memorize which direction the exit's in here, because I always got lost just trying to figure out which one of these directions it was. Alright, now to loot them all, because yeah, gold letter, very important. 100 pyrals, not very important. Now I'll just do next unopened corpse until we find a letter, probably. Or maybe not. I mean, they are kind of rare. Okay. Because yeah, each one of these letters I can get my hands on is another step closer to getting that mansion. Because those golden Gromnies, they're most certainly by far the hardest part of getting all this. Of course, if I just sat down and like farmed level 80s for hours and hours and hours on end, I would probably be able to get them pretty readily. But it's just that is a lot of time to dedicate to slaughtering level 80 enemies. Although I think the best place that I was to get those notes was the lower level Gear Knight area. The Gear Knight invasion. I think it's like Inner Sea Gear Knight Invasion Zone or something. Because that place is full of level 80 enemies, and all of them were getting one shot by my acid Atlan weapon. So they're pretty easy. I was also in there to get like the 200 Gear Knight parts so that I could finish that one quest, the Gear Knight construction quest. Because that gives like 600 mil, or at least I think it did. I know. I think it gave more on here because I have quest XP increased significantly. So yeah, it gives a lot of XP if you just do that. And I think maybe a lot of people that would be doing it would wait for the higher level area, but the lower level ones, while their items only give one progress per item, they actually drop them quite often. So it only took me like probably an hour and a half to get all the items. And even then I had leftover items because the wiki isn't sure about it. I was thinking of like editing the wiki and putting the new information in, but I haven't gotten to that yet. But I'm fairly certain that the large gold Aetherium core that you can get from the lieutenant, are they the lieutenants? I think they are. The big boss guys at the top of the towers of the inner sea invasion area. Those guys can drop the large gold Aetherium cores, and those the wiki was saying might give more than one progress on the quest, but from my testing it would seem that they give 5. So I was thinking of changing that, but I never got around to it. I'm also very hesitant to change things on the wiki to match what the emulators have, because I'm not sure how accurate the emulators are. You know? Because there might be like little details that I pick up on that might be incorrect, but then I go and like change it on the wiki to the incorrect information. That would be a problem. Of course, I guess nobody's using the wiki for anything other than playing the emulators right now because the main game doesn't exist. So I suppose it wouldn't exactly matter if the information on there was based on the emulators. Let me get the corpse. Let me get. Thank you. It's so hard to click the corpse in between all of them. Let me out. Let me out, please. Please? Okay, thank you. Sometimes those Tuskers, once they like interlock in between each other, it just they make it so they can't back up at all. Makes life very difficult, I must say. Alright, I also got enough snow lilies. I don't think I can turn these in until after I've done the Moorsman quest, because that's usually when I turn them in last time. So we're gonna need to wait on that. But I did pick up enough snow lilies for that quest, which is nice, because that's like an extra 200 mil or something. And then I've got the present delivery quest, and all sorts of quests. I'll need to wait though, because it's only been about a half hour into the stream, so I don't think the quest timer is up yet. I mean, it might be for like those first Moorsman quests, but we definitely want to give it plenty of time for everything to reset, just so we don't get held up again. You know, it's kind of crazy because I have like very specific criteria for the dailies I do, which includes like ease of repeatability and most importantly how much XP the quest gives you. And there were multiple quests back in the day that I used to do that nowadays just I wouldn't even think to do them because they're way too inefficient. Like I used to always do the Sawato extortion quest, which to be fair isn't a long quest by any means, but it is certainly long enough to not be worth the, like, about 100 mil that it gives you. Because you can get that a lot easier, like with the... Yeah, there's just a lot of other quests that give that same or similar amount of XP that aren't gonna be as extensive of a quest. But it is something I still keep in mind in, like, the back of my mind in case I need another daily to do. In case I've just run out of anything else. But certainly it's not one of my go-to ones anymore, like it used to be. Of course, I guess it also depends on what level you do it at, because it's not the toughest quest, so you could probably do it at a low enough level that that amount of XP is quite a lot. Let's see, how are our buffs doing? Still mostly fine. Yeah, all those pincers and the notes only got me like 100 mil. It's very much not a lot of XP. Now, luckily, the reason why I still do the pincer and note quests is because they give you a lot of other items, kind of like the Ulthoi Chasm quest. It may not give you the most just sheer XP, but it does give you a lot of other things, like the pincers do give you gems of stillness and some gems of purity, and additionally it gives you a bunch of trade notes, gets you healing kits, it gets you... What else does it give you? Oh yeah, and it also gives you the jewelry that you can use mana stones on and just get infinite mana. That's why they're all in here, because of the mana stone bag, along with some trophies. So then we're going all the way down to here. Pretty long run, but it is what it is. Kind of wish that there was a easier route to get here, but I mean, the easiest way is just run from this dungeon. Oh, but the worst thing was when I used to macro in this dungeon, because this was kind of a horrible run. Like, if you ever die in the dungeon during the macro and you have to run back, in like I remember in the middle of the night I woke up and noticed that my macro had gotten stuck somewhere and died, and so I had to get out of bed, get over here, run like 10 minutes to get back to Aphis Lassel, and then run, you know, I probably teleport over to the Husker barracks, and I need to run up to here and all the way down here into the dungeon, and then reset up the macro from there. So it was a whole mess, and it took like a long time. I was very much awake after that. The struggles of overnight macros. It's probably one of the reasons why I'm not doing any macroing on this server, because those macros can really be a headache sometimes. But at the same time, the dopamine you get when you wake up in the morning and you're like, it's like Christmas morning when you're rushing downstairs to see what presents you got. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh boy, time to check my macro. How many levels did I get? You know, depending on your level, you could get like 5 levels in a night, and it's very nice. And sometimes you get like rares in your bags as well. So I definitely see the appeal of macros. I've always liked them to a degree, but they are not for this server. Which is why we're doing all our dailies. Because, you know, if we were able to macro, trust me, by this level I would be macroed probably in Egg Orchard, just sitting in there overnight, every night, and not, like, barely doing any dailies ever. I might still do the pincers and the Ulthoi Chasm dungeons just for the secondary rewards they give. You know, you're always going to need Gems of Stillness, and you're always going to need trade notes, but certainly I would not be doing nearly as many dailies if I could just macro for my XP. But we are almost there. Because really, right around level 200 is when I kind of stop trying to get levels. Like, at that point, you're pretty much equivalent with any other enemies at any level. Like, level 200, everything evens out. Except for, like, the really, really late game stuff, which those... I still even think that levels don't really matter when it comes to the really high level content. And that's just mostly, like, gear optimization and having... just having everything be min-maxed on your character. Because yeah, even on my higher level mage back on Reefcall, I was not able to do a lot of those high-end dungeons and areas. They were just way too difficult. Like, I think it was, what, Hoshino? The high-level, like, ghost show area. That place, like, I was able to solo things at Tutu. You know, all the shadows and everything. That was easy enough, generally. But when it came to the Hoshino Fortress and all that, I was completely outmatched. Like, everything there was way too difficult, and I have no idea what else I could have done to my character to make them be able to survive that place. So yeah, I'm quite scared about the very high level content, especially on this character. 13 mil, 22 mil, 16 mil, and finally 45 mil. Put a dent in it, for sure. Got us all these portal gems, which I really need to keep stocked up on, because those are like my only getaway gem. Because, you know, they made most of the portal gems in the game not instant anymore, so you really gotta hang on to the ones that are still instant. And this is the easiest one to get, as far as I know. So let's see. Let's try the Moorsman again. Because it's been 47 minutes since I started the stream, so... And we probably saw that there was a timer on it, like... What? 5 minutes in or so? So it's definitely been about a half an hour. So let's go try this again. Is that Crystal Lord? No, just a Crystal Golem. Even if it was a Crystal Lord, I don't think I want to fight that thing right now. Alright, so let's just get in here. Clear the place out. We can check to see if the key actually lets us pick it up. They keep getting stuck on the stairs. I don't like that. I just want them to attack me so they can die. You know? And them getting stuck is not conducive to their death. There's the key. And it let us pick us up. Pick it up. That's good. Now we go down in the portal. But yeah, doing all the Moorsman quests might get us up to 179. Because the last few Moorsman ranks do give a lot of XP. Like, I think the final one for the note gives like 150 mil on its own. So we'll see if that levels up, and then we'll just need one additional level after that, which we can get from the Ulthoi Chasm quest and the Delivering Presents quest, hopefully. I don't remember when I did that one last night. I think that was one of the last ones I did, though. Gotta try to make all these jumps before they notice me. There we go. You gotta be efficient. Except for this one. Because this one, unless this guy's in the middle of like an emote, you're never gonna be able to get across that gap. At least not consistently before he reaches the edge. You know, maybe if you just luck out and manage to get the perfect angle while approaching it, you might be able to jump over and get to the other side before he gets there. But I have to say, that's incredibly lucky if you manage to get it. And to get it consistently is probably a level of skill that I am not quite prepared to handle right now. Oh wait, I actually have this on acid. So I wonder if that'll do more damage. A little bit. Actually, is that even more? Yeah, just slightly. It's not worth it. I wonder what those guys are actually weak to. Because, I mean, I assumed as a humanoid, acid would be the right way to go, but evidently not. And I guess I could also do the gear crossbow quest again. I just need to be very careful in that dungeon. It's a very scary quest, honestly. Of course, I've only done it once, so I'm not really used to it yet. Once I memorize the route, it might get a lot easier. Let's see, Danby's outpost is done, so the next is Bandit Castle. We need to go to Mayoy. Kind of wish that I could teleport straight to Bandit Castle, but it's one of those multi-step routes that you can't really avoid. Unless your house is in the Lady Mila estates, then you would just have the one step. You just teleport back to your house and run there. Oh, but I actually day before yesterday, I accidentally found like the best house in the game, or at least what I think would be one of the best houses in the game. I can't look there now because I'm moving, but once we go into the portal, I'll quickly scroll over and look at it. And sadly, it was not a mansion, so I'm still gonna need to do some house hunting for that. But over here, this is just an unnamed cottage, so an individual cottage out in the middle of this big hill on this island. The only way to the mainland is little connection there. So it's pretty cool. You get a really nice view of the surrounding hills and everything. And it only cost a swamp stone for purchasing it. So very cheap cottage, trophy-wise. Let me through. I'm getting stuck on trees. So yeah, here I've managed, I don't know if I've done this on stream before, but I've managed to condense the beach fort dailies to one trip. So basically, I go into the Moorsman tunnels, like get the egg, get the note, teleport back here, turn in the egg, and then run down, get the sword, and leave. Actually, if we kill all the plate armoradillos, we could go turn that in as well. But I don't know if we will. I've just been killing them whenever I see them. Oh, I still have the hat on. I need to remember to switch out the hat when I'm done buffing. Because, you know, sometimes, like, if all my buffs wear out, the only way that I can rebuff is by putting this hat on. Because it gives me the Creature Enchantment Mastery 6, and that makes it, like, at all possible for me to cast level 7 spells. Because otherwise, I'll fizzle, like, 20 times before getting it. everyone. Okay. I think they're. I guess still stuck. Yeah. What will it take for you to not be stuck? Thank you. I just want you guys all dead. Is that so much to ask? I don't think it is. I think that's like an easy thing. Okay. Got the key. Don't need to loot anything else. I always do that. I always accidentally jump straight up instead of slightly forward. And that's a problem. You don't want to jump straight up. That doesn't really get you anywhere. I could technically do that quest again, but no, that's only if I have legendary keys. I most certainly do not. But soon I will. Soon I'll be high enough level to do legendary key quests. That'll be nice. What am I stuck on? Just get latched onto a tiny little lip on the wall. Don't know how that works, but it does happen quite often. Get around those two. No, I used to wait for those two, but I've realized if you just run fast enough, you don't need to wait for anything except at the end. There we go. Give me the pyreal. You know, it's interesting because sometimes the stacks of pyreals the enemy has is like 4,000 pyreals, and at that point it's very much worth it to pick them up. But other times it can just be like 100 pyreals. It's like that was not worth the amount of time it took to do the grabbing animation at all. So it happens. It's all up to the RNG of how many pyreals they manage to drop for you. Alright, so we teleport back, we turn in the egg, and then we go get the sword, which we still can't target on the map, but it's kind of down in this area. So we'll just head down that way. And we should see it before we pass by it. It's kind of hard to miss, I think. So we're down to 400 million until we're one level away. Still much to be done. And I could do the Gear Knight, the Gear Knight quest again, but that's one of the ones where I can't hit the boss effectively. It takes like 20 minutes of just sitting there fighting to eventually wear down the boss. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing that one at all consistently until I get better weapon skill, which I don't know when that'll be. You know, honestly, I went back and tried it. Like, I did it once when I wasn't at max weapon skill and could barely hit him. And then I was like, okay, I'll come back later once I've maxed out the weapon skill. I have to be able to hit him then, right? But no, I still couldn't. He's just constructed irregularly, I must say. Because, yeah, even with maxed out weapon skill, it's just, you can't hit that guy consistently. And it might just be that he's a specific enemy that they, like, boosted the melee defense on. Because I know that there's certain enemies that have certain defenses just absolutely boosted through the roof, and you're supposed to use, like, a different attack type on them. like on my mage, there were just certain things I couldn't kill very efficiently because of their defenses against like magic types. Like when I was trying to solo the Colosseum on my mage, the final level I needed to do to unlock all the Colosseum bosses I was gonna be doing, it was the one with the Crystal Lord. And Crystal Lords, they have a lot of health, and any type of Crystal Golem takes like almost no damage from magic. So I was sitting there for a good long while. Really, you're gonna do the ranged attacks at me? It's just rude. I don't know why I'm doing so little damage against. I don't know. Must just be my imagination, because I was doing fine damage against the eaters. Yeah, he really did a number on me with the ranged weapon. They're quite dangerous, because I don't have missile defense, so I basically can never evade any of his attacks. Because yeah, that would be an extra 6 skill credits just to train it. And that's not really worth it compared to how many enemies actually. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here. I was about to jump into the town network portal. No, we're actually doing the Iron Bekur Moorsman quest next. That's right. Really. Dang ferns. It's weird because some of these have a hitbox and other ones don't. And sometimes it can be hard to tell if it's like just big enough that it's one of the ones with the hitbox, or if it's small enough that you would just be able to walk through it. Alright, same thing here. Just run in. Gather these guys all up as much as we can. And then just wipe them out and take their key. What is this guy doing? He's running all over the place. You know, that is kind of the irritating part of being a two-handed user, is that enemies have kind of janky movement patterns at times, and so no matter how hard you try, sometimes it's just impossible to get the enemy to be consistently next to the other enemy so you can hit them both. No matter how much you want them to be next to each other, they just don't cooperate. Alright, second to last Moorsman tunnels. We can probably do some salvaging while just autopiloting through here. There we go. Put these all in the same place there. We're about to get to the jumps, so we'll actually probably need to pay attention. There we go. Nope. Oh, we turned a little bit too much and we fell. Yeah, if you try to do those way too quickly, you end up messing that one up. But we just need to run back to the beginning again, which luckily we weren't all that far away from. The worst is when you manage to fall on the last jump. Because that is just a painful run back. But yeah, here we were only a few jumps in, so that's fine. Yeah, but these guys are now being a bit of a jerk. Because, you know, they're not in the same position that they're normally in when you first get here. Because you already ran through and messed up their positioning, so... Okay. Back to new territory. And we're through. Man, but trying to do this whole area while having any kind of ping with the server is incredibly frustrating. Or at least nerve-wracking. Because you'll like think you made the jump, but then you have to sit there a few seconds to really let the server quantify if you've made the jump or not. And sometimes it just decides, oh, well, on your screen you made the jump, but on our screen you most certainly did not. And just teleports you down to the bottom. It happens. It's very unfortunate. No, select the right thing. I accidentally right-clicked when I was over the corpse, and it completely derailed my combat. Alright, teleport back. But yeah, we should also get, like, 100 mil from turning in the sword, I think. So, that would be good. Will get us significantly closer to the goal that we've set. Alright, nice 40 mil there. Now to Eastwatch to do the last set of those. And I'll probably, just because it's in the neighborhood, I'll probably do the Blood Gem quest, although I don't remember if that quest is actually, like, very XP to time efficient. Because if I don't get lost in the dungeon, it only takes, like, a minute or two to actually complete the quest. But we might as well get it while we're here. And I think I remember the way through the Coral Cave. Heal up first, just in case. So you go through the far tunnel that goes in the same direction. Go down here, right? Maybe not. No, this is the dead end. So I went the wrong way. I was supposed to go right instead of left. Kind of money. Yeah, so I went down this ramp, but it's this ramp they're supposed to go down. You go up this way. This leads you to the red zone. And then I need to remember that there's a lever. I always run past this lever. Right here. I always run right past it and have to turn around, which is kind of annoying. So I need to, you know, get it embedded in my brain that I need to not run straight past the statues. Alright, now I just need to get one of each color a gem in here, which isn't too difficult. You know, now that my magic defense is actually... Oh, that's same color. Come on. So yeah, we're gonna need to wait for a respawn, because these guys can all give the same colors. But this place used to be a lot scarier back when, you know, I could actually get hit by their spells very often. nowadays we just kind of ignore them. You wait for this guy to come back. So we'll kill these guys in the meantime. Oh, and there are those. I was looking at the augmentations as I was saying earlier, and there are those augmentations that just gives you like the permanent resistance. I think it's like 10% resistance to a certain element. And you can get it 2 times. And I was trying to figure out which 2 elements I would want to be protected against better. Let's look for coral hearts. Almost said column hearts, like coral golem in one word. It's like a gold pea. Even though I really don't need more money when it comes to the pea collection. Because yeah, this is just getting ridiculous. I have 215 gold peas. Plus 228 silver peas and 87 pyreal ones. I just haven't really seen a really red one again. Come on, man, we don't need that. But yeah, I haven't even found like a reason to really spend any of these peas on anything. But they're worth a large fortune at this point. Another red gem? Or no, I think the earlier one we killed had another red gem on it. But it still had a green gem, which is not one of the ones we need. We need the blue one, specifically. Okay, that one looks like the green one to a degree, but it's the blue one. Go at the surface. So yeah, if those all give you the correct gems on the first attempt, it's a pretty easy quest. And you put these 2 together, and then these 2 together. There we go. But yeah, if it makes you sit around and wait for the respawns, it becomes less and less worth it as time goes on. Because it's all a ratio of time investment to XP reward. And of course, like, risk of dying and everything, but who cares about that stuff? Alright, well, we can actually use the Archmage's Endurance right there. That will make it so that our spells last even longer. Next time we, actually have to rebuff, which will be pretty soon here. Yeah, 20 minutes. But since that's 2 of 4? Or no, 5, I think. Yeah. So it's only 2 of 5, so that won't be an hour and a half. That'll just be an hour 26, I would estimate. It's probably not very exact, but it's close enough, probably. We'll see when I rebuff exactly how long it lasts. See how close I was. I mean, I passed by the thing. I don't need to be going up here. I need to be here. Yeah, I would say my powers of estimation are decently good. I usually can get within the correct ballpark of any number I'm trying to estimate rather well. Of course, sometimes I'm also just, like, completely off when it comes to it, which is always very disappointing. Of course, there's also that stereotype that all VTubers are bad at math, which I don't know if I would fit into that category or not. I've certainly messed up math quite a few times. I think a couple on stream already. I haven't been streaming all that long. I feel like I've already screwed up some math a few times, but you know, hey, at least I know how to drive. I think that puts me ahead of, I mean, at least when it comes to like HoloLive VTubers, that's like I'm ahead of maybe at least a quarter of them, which is always very surprising. Hearing just how many VTubers just absolutely do not know how to drive. It's like, I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense, especially because it's a highly Japanese thing for, you know, VTubing and everything. So in theory, I believe in Japan they have a lot better public transportation and much more crowded roads. So most people probably don't even bother to learn how to drive if they're living in like a big city. So that would make sense. Alright, but we're just going through another Moorsman tunnel. Exactly the same as all the others. Nothing unique about it whatsoever. Except it is the highest level one. So I guess that's kind of unique. Doesn't really make it any more difficult, though, until you get to the final boss guy. And, you know, if I could actually figure out what element he's weak to, I'd probably be able to destroy him pretty quickly, too. He's kind of an enigma. Because, I mean, I guess he's in a dungeon full of Moorsmen. And Moorsmen do acid damage. So acid being generally what's good against humanoid targets doesn't work too well against him, which would make sense. But then you have to ask, like, what would be good against him? Maybe cold? Maybe heat? Oh, these guys just breathe fire. So, I'm not sure. Slashing obviously isn't great against him. It's just the best thing I've got right now. I could try fire. But I don't think he's an undead. He's a very lively looking undead if he is. What? Is that doing more damage or less damage? That seems to be doing a little bit more damage on average. Not to the Moorsman, but specifically to him. Plus, this has the chance of doing the AoE as well, which would increase our damage significantly. Also, let's jump in here. So now we can turn in this gem, and I can remember how little XP it actually gives. Hey, Ricardo. 43 mil, yeah, but 3 MMDs is quite nice. And it's just another step closer to 180. 58 mil. Pretty decent for an egg. Now we go turn in the notes, and we should level from that. In theory. Then we got 4 notes. At least the last 2 give like 100 mil each, so we should level. We'll see. Then we can move on to Ulthachasm, I guess. Or some people say chasm. I'm not sure why, but you know, it is what it is. I can't stop them. But yeah, we did hit 179. I like spaced out for a second there and then realized that I'd leveled. So, we don't need to be here. We need to be in the facility hub, which is here. And then we'll go do the Ulthoi Chasm, and then And then we can probably do the presence quest. Hopefully those two will level us again. I don't know if they will, but they are two of the higher XP rewarding quests. Of course, this one's a nice long run out this direction. And we have to do it twice, so it's like 10 clicks of running overall through Wilderness. And let's put this back on, because I think this is better melee defense. Oh, we're overburdened. How did that happen? It's the pants, probably. Yeah, get rid of the pants. We don't need them. There we go. Yeah, our... Oh, we can also turn in the sword. Yeah, definitely this quest, the presence quest, and the sword being turned in should level us again. In theory. And then we can go join a society. That is going to be a huge step forward for us. Every time I hear the buffs running out, I think it's these, like, my buffs running out, and it scares me. Because once again, the first buffs that always go are the buffs that I use. I'm just going to keep this open so I remember it. Are the buffs that I use to make it so I can actually buff myself. So if those run out, it makes it much harder to rebuff, which always sucks. Yeah, but after I get all of this stuff, like my main stats, all figured out, which actually I can put a point in here now, because I already used the augmentation. And I was saving this last point of melee defense so I could do it on stream, because it does the big firework thing. It's quite great. I don't know lore-wise how that works, but, you know, we're just gonna go with it. So yeah, now melee defense is maxed out. Magic defense and two-handed are all maxed out. Now I just need to max out strength and probably end up getting creature and item enchantment as high as I possibly can, because we kind of need those. We very much need those, because I want to be able to start casting incantations as soon as possible. Oh, but I'll finally not be haunted by the one major gap in the incantations. Now, this, I don't know how many people are actually even watching right now, but this is a call for aid that I just remembered. Because there is one thing about level 8 spells that bothers me so very much. And that is that I spent weeks, like, contemplating this and testing a bunch of different things, but I could never find stamina to mana 8. Like, I know it exists, because if you go and get all the level 8 spells in admin mode, it gives you incantation of stamina to mana. I don't know if it's actually accessible in the base game with the you know, magic research system that they have in place for it, but I tried every combination I could think of. I tried, like, the Quill of Affliction or whatever, along with the stamina glyph, to try to make it, like, so it drains stamina, and then I added something else into it to make it a positive, like, drain stamina self, pretty much, is what I was putting in, hoping that it would give me stamina to mana in some way. So if anybody out there knows how to make stamina to mana 8, I would be eternally grateful, because it bothers me so much that I can make every other spell in my arsenal an incantation except stamina to mana. And it just bothers me so much. I hate it. But the good thing is, if I do get level 8 spells on this character, I don't have life magic. So I won't even be able to cast stamina to mana in general, so it won't be a problem. But certainly for any mage characters I level up later on, that is gonna be quite the ordeal. Yeah, I've looked on every wiki, because there's like the two, as far as I know, there's the two major wikis, and I looked on both of them at every single instance of incantation recipes it has on there, and there was just nothing. There was no documentation about a stamina to mana, and I have no idea why that would be. And you can't, I don't think you can get level 8 spells from the spell researchers in Arwick. I think you can get all the level 8 spells from the other guy in Arwick, with the stipends. So possibly, although I think I tried that. I think I spent like 5 stipends to get all the life magic level 8 spells, and it just didn't give it to me or something. I don't know. It was a while ago. I don't remember exactly all the desperate measures I tried to get that one spell. But I tried everything I could think of. It was quite tragic. You know, I personally feel like if you're gonna make another like tier of spells, you really should just level up every single spell and have all of them have a level 8 variant. Because if you know, and the main issue is it's not even that it was like it just doesn't look the same or it's not as powerful. Like I didn't really care too much about that. It was that I cast stamina to mana quite often. You know, as a mage, that's an integral spell to your entire rotation. And if you're casting it that often, you're gonna need scarabs, and quite a few of them, because you're gonna burn through them quite quickly. And to be carrying around a bunch of mana scarabs and a bunch of pyreal scarabs was just a hassle. You know, I kind of wanted to be able to just move almost entirely over to mana scarabs and only use a level 7 spell every so often if needs be. And usually I didn't need to. It was usually completely unnecessary to ever use level 7 spells again after I got incantations. So just have to keep those spell components around just for the one spell was kind of upsetting. Alright, but we got all these. So that's the end of that quest. Ow. You know, those sentinel guys aren't very scary, but for whatever reason, at least last time I was there, those Ulthoi sentinels, the Paradox touched, I'm not going down here. The Paradox touched Ulthoi sentinels at the Ulthoi North type, you know, Paradox touched Valley area. Those guys are scary. I don't know why. Like, all the other Paradox touched Ulthoi in the area were pushovers. And then that thing specifically could do like 60 damage a hit with regular hits to me. I don't know if it's just that, you know, I'm wearing regular ancient armor. Maybe that's just not up to par with that level of enemy, because it is like level 240 or something. So they're pretty scary, but still, nothing should be doing that much damage through this armor level, you know? Like, that is insane. It's not even a boss enemy. That's like a mini boss. But more like an elite mob, if anything. So I don't know why those guys are just so absolutely terrifying. Oh, I guess they're all also they are like paradox touched, so I think their damage goes through item enchantments. So I guess that might be it. That upgrading my armor level with this didn't count because they're paradox touched, and hence this armor having a lower base armor than the ancient relic armor must have made them do a lot more damage. I don't know. But either way, it was ridiculous, and I will need to do the Paradox Touched Ulthoi Queen quest eventually. And I'm kind of scared too, because that means I'll need to kill those sentinels. And the Ward Guardian, which I think is even more terrifying than the Sentinel. Because I tried attacking the Ward Guardian once through a door that it couldn't open. So I was like, I'm safe. I'll be fine. I can just back up if it starts killing me. And I literally walk up, hit it once, it evades, and then it hits me once and does like 95 damage without a crit. And I was like, nope, I'm leaving. Not gonna deal with this. It's, it's not worth it. So I don't know what I'll do to beat that monstrosity, but we'll have to eventually, because I do want to get that Paradox Touched Ulthoi Greatsword. Because that thing is one of the best, as far as I can tell, it'll be one of the best Ulthoi slaying two-handed weapons I can get my hands on. Alright, 380 mil left. Stack up all these wonderful gems there. And then let's head back to town, go turn in this sword, and then let's check the Fian Outpost for the gifts quest, see if that's off cooldown by now. Okay, still got a little bit of time on the buffs. That's a debuff. That wasn't a real buff. That was... Ignore those. There we go. I wonder if they intended to make it so when a bunch of buffs run out at once, that it just gets like exponentially louder with each buff that wears off. Because like whenever you buff all your armor and all that runs out, it becomes like deafening. Just the cacophony of spell expired sounds. Alright, so this gives us, yeah, a lot. 164 mil, plus another 5 mil for giving it back. Alright, and now Fian Outpost. We should probably just rebuff right now, because if I keep putting it off, I'm gonna forget. But let's see exactly how long that... 123. Okay, I think I said 126 was my estimate, so I was a bit off. It's 124 approximately. You see, when we actually have our buffs, we probably have like, I don't know, probably a 90% chance to not fizzle. Quite nice. Just do as many of these as it'll let us. Because yeah, you can kind of trick the system into letting you buff even with very little mana, if you just kind of spam the button. I don't know how that works exactly, but all I know is it does work. It means I get to save mana potions. Okay. There we are. Where was I going? Fian Outpost, that's it. The town network is like the epitome of that one room that you always walk into, and you have to sit there for a second and wonder, why did I come in here? Like, why did I enter this room? Because the town network, it just has so many portals that every time you walk in there, you're like, what did I come in here for? I have no idea. Alright, so now we need to go deliver all these presents, because it's a seasonal quest, so of course we need to be Santa. Okay, we got this set of deliveries to do. I think I know where most of these are. Red Spire. Gotta find the Blair Witch Project, which I think is in this house, right? Or no, it's Cindy. No, Blair is Mayoy. Right. But yeah, she's in the upper room of this house here. Present. But yeah, this seems kind of like a ridiculous quest, but it gives like 200 mil. Which, to be fair, it's my server does have increased quest XP, but that's still like 100 something mil base XP, and that's a lot for just running around turning in gifts. And you can do this from level 1. Like, it'll give really reduced XP at that point, but you still could. You know, you'd probably still get, like, a good amount of XP for your level just by running around. Okay, and Blair's over this way. Wherever the door is. Completely missed it. Present. And then Shoshi. Just trying to speed run this. Sadly, this is the same one of the lists that I've gotten before, because you get like a special title if you do all 3 of the different lists, but it gives you a random one every time, so it's just been repeating the same 2. All right, and then this one is behind us, I think, right? Not in there. It's in the jeweler's shop. The jeweler. Oh gosh, where are they? I don't. Yeah, it's not that one. That's the Archmage. I think it might be over this direction, like this building. Yeah, over here. All I remembered was it was in the jeweler's, and it was like off to the left of a tower. So I thought it was back the other way, but it was not. Okay, there's that. Oh no, I that's the back room. That's not the exit. All right, now we need to just go to Cragstone, and we'll be fine. Where the heck was the one in Cragstone? No, that one was over by the Scriveners, I think. So we'll head over there. I think I remember where that one was. Possibly. Or maybe it was over in the stable. No, yeah, they were over in the little empty stable over on that side of the town, I think. If my brain is functioning at all correctly. Yeah, they're right there. That's where they were. Here's the thing. Goodbye. Now to go talk to the guy again and get my reward. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Tanaka? Dargerly Tanaka. I don't know how to pronounce that, half of that, but if I did all right, then good for me. I have been slowly realizing that I have no idea how to pronounce nearly as much as I thought I did as I stream more and more. There we go. And that, wow, 312 million. That's actually more than it used to be. I guess maybe I'm leveling up more, and so because I'm getting higher level, it's giving me more and more XP. And we get a decoration item, which is quite nice. Now we're 180, so we need to... Ooh, and it just turned daytime. That is perfect. So yeah, primary is graveyard. So let's teleport ourselves to the graveyard. Oh, wait. No. The first step isn't graveyard. The first step... I need to look this up. The first step is in Zykal. Right. Okay, well, we jumped the gun a bit. We need to go back. Forgot that the ice zones existed in AC. Yeah, I mean, they were added... Well, I guess they were added in, like, 2006, right? Because I was thrown to Destiny. But Yeah, there's quite a lot to do up in the icy areas, especially Fian's Outpost. Like that place, there's a ton to do in that area. There's the Bellis quest. I guess there's the presents. There's a couple kill tasks, I think. But yes, we need to go to Zykal and talk to some weirdo named Jondor Torgrin. I mean, it's a good name, I gotta say, but talk to him, and then he'll task us to go to the graveyard and talk to the society representatives. Isn't he like right over here? No, that's a different guy. So who the heck are we supposed to be talking to? I could just put it into Verindy Sense and it would just pull him up immediately. Wait, there he is. I was close. I was one. Got some fabulous hair. What the heck? Because yeah, I was thinking he was over here when he was just one alcove short. Now we need to go to graveyard, right? Let me just double check. I need to go to graveyard now, right? Yes. To the east side of graveyard and talk to this guy at these coordinates. Can do. Let's just put in the coordinates here and then teleport over. When it was still a sub-monthly thing. Yeah, it is quite unfortunate that it ended up having to go free and then die off shortly after that. But, you know, I mean, for most of its life, it was paid for, right? I think, because I know it shut down in 2017, so it was probably free in around, like, what, 2014? Because I know mid to late 2014 is when the last official updates came out, because that's when they put in what's that place called? It's the big verdant plateau place with all the trees and all the really high level tough enemies. So yeah, that's when the Viridian Rise, that's what it's called. It just came to mind. Yeah, so I know 2014 is when they got the last updates in. And I assume that they stopped making updates around the time that it went free. I know, right? I can't really get many people to play it with me either. That's mainly why I just play it on my own private server, because generally when I try to play it on like an official server, I just end up, you know, it's laggier, there's a bunch of people around like macroing in the Tusk dungeons and I can't get any of my dailies done. So I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm opening my own server, just playing alone. But not too long ago, I did get one of my friends who'd never played the game before to try it out with me. Invited him over to the server, and we played around for a while. So, you know, every so often I can get someone into it, but it is quite difficult, you know, because, like, a lot of people nowadays are put off by the lower graphics, the older sound effects, you know, there's a lot of people nowadays that are just very picky about those kinds of things. So it's hard to get past that and help them see the game for how fun it could really be. So yeah, the guy's I think down here next to the darkened ground where all the undead are. Which actually is great because I have Blood Scorch already, so we can just annihilate the undead. If these if these Olthoi would just stop following me. Oh, thank you. You can take out Banderlings with fire, I think. Not the Olthoi. Alright. Person. I like the color of your outfit. It's like maroon or maroon adjacent. It's very nice. The Arcanum Scholar sent to see what I... Yeah, I need to get the Blight Lichter. I don't know what that is. but I know it's in here somewhere, right? Yeah, there's blight revenants. We need to find. There's just a random group of Tumoroks sitting right in the middle of all the undead. Oh, there he is. So basically, we need to kill all these revenant guys. And that shouldn't, hopefully, be too hard because I have Undead Slayer on this thing. Those shields are really reducing the amount of damage we're doing, but still pretty good damage, all things considered. Of course, the Lictor isn't in this group, but that's fine. We'll just keep thinning the herd until he comes out. Oh, he stands a bit taller than the rest of them. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, I've certainly played this game all throughout its many different iterations. I don't think I ever played it before before 2006 because I was pretty dang young at that point. I might have been there playing it, but not like actually remembering playing it. But yeah, I played it all the way through the period where it was paid for, and then when it stopped being paid for, I played it. And then even when it shut down, I was like, as soon as I heard about the emulators, I got right on that. Let's see, we got the letter of introduction, so then we can go talk to a guy. Ian Bakir, it says. Need to give it to Viarana du Canamora. I have no idea. I have no idea who that is, but we'll go turn it into them. And I could go and do the Celestial Hand quest and the Eldritch Web quest to get like 20 mil extra XP each, but as I said, leveling isn't nearly as important anymore at this level, so we're just gonna leave it at doing the one. And we're looking for that person that I said earlier. Judging by this person being in Eldritch Web gear, they're probably going to be dressed in Radiant Blood armor. So that would make them rather easy to spot, I would hope. Oh yeah, I mean this probably goes without saying because I'm, doing it right now, but I'm joining the Radiant Blood because back in the day, my dad, who, introduced me to the game and taught me everything I know about it, or at least most of it, he would always join the Celestial Hand. Are you? Yeah. You're the Radiant Blood person. So yeah, he would always join the Celestial Hand, and that was just kind of how we did. But as of late, as I got onto the emulators and started playing on my own, I kind of just looked into the factions more, and I found that not only like aesthetically, but also just in general, I kind of just liked the Radiant Blood a bit better than the Celestial Hand. So yeah, now I think I need to go here. I didn't look at the wiki though. Yeah, now we need to go back to the guy in Zykel to give him the book. Here you are. Copy what he needs. Okay. And then was that it? I I don't know what else we do. I'm guessing that that flags us, and then we go talk to the person by the portal, and that gets us into it. Because I seem to remember this guy was the guy you talked to about joining the Radiant Blood. Evaded, yeah. So we need to do that to be flagged for this. If you wish to join the society, you have a task. In the swamps, in the middle of Osteth, there's a cave, corrupted catacombs. Search around this, you should find the entrance. In those catacombs, you find a corrupted mana shard. Retrieve the shard for me, and your task will be complete. It will be rather unstable, last only an hour before turning to dust. Alright then. So we need to go to these catacombs. Where might those be? Alright then. Well, I guess we would go to Sawato and either just run straight from there or go to the villas. Although it kind of looks like they're almost equidistant. Like running here and then to here is about the same length as just running straight there. So let's go do that. I don't know. I don't know about you, but corrupted catacombs sounds a lot like something that would have undead. So let's have our fire weapon out. Ooh, either undead or skeletons. And skeletons would be probably slashing. That's in a show. You know, you really don't need to go to Sawato for much. It's kind of one of those towns that you just forget exists sometimes. Although this is the place that has the mossworts. Wait, can these guys? I don't think so. Because these guys can sometimes... I forgot this was a Christmas thing. But these guys can drop really, really good melee weapons. If I can even kill them. They're level 240. So I don't know if I could even kill these guys. Oh gosh, that's a lot of them. I'll try. I would kind of like to get at least one of those weapons for the house chest. Okay, well they don't do much damage. I was just about to say, and unless if they don't cast any spells, we'll be fine. But they most certainly cast spells. Okay, he dropped nothing. Okay, well these will be here the whole Christmas season. I don't know how long it would take for me to kill enough of those guys to get the weapon, but yeesh. Yeah, but those canes that you can get, if you find the right one for your weapon skill, which I don't think there's one for two-handed, sadly. But there is one for, you know, heavy, light, and finesse. And those things, they are really good. Not really in the way that they do a lot of damage. I think they do like average damage or so, but their melee defense modifier is just like pretty insane. It's really high end as far as I remember. So, very much worth it to go grab those during the Christmas season if you have someone with that weapon skill, which obviously I do not. You know, you would think that you could two-hand those because they're so huge, like they go off the screen when you're holding them. They're just comically large walking canes. But yeah, I decided I would just run straight there because all the hassle of running up here, finding the portal, and then running down just did not seem worth it. But we did get those levels surprisingly quick. Yeah, I did not expect to be able to do it in that short of a time. Because, you know, there I was hoping that I would even reach 180 and be able to do the society quest before the end of the stream, but we're only 2 hours in and we've already gotten this far in it. Mostly because of that, you know, Christmas delivery quest. Like, that 300 mil was quite nice. It's a very quick quest. It's like 5 minutes of just running around and you get a heck of a lot of XP for it. That's ominous. That is a very ominous portal. Wait, there's Moorsmen? Why are there Moorsmen in here? Okay, let me look at the map. I want to know what, like, how difficult this might be. First, I need to actually get to the quest that I'm on. Or I guess I could just, yeah, actually, I could just look up the corrupted catacombs. I don't need to go from the quest. Alright, it doesn't look too complicated. Although there's a lot of dead ends. Let's see, 660 difficulty. The lockpicking's pretty good, and I could you know, make the door a bit easier to pick, but let's go in this way. You go this way. Well, that guy looks cool. We're getting some cool high-level Moorsmen. And you know, Moorsmen, I'm usually not too scared of them, but the really high-level versions can be quite terrifying. They do get really good melee attack skill at the higher levels. Alright, so we're at the 2 ramps. So we want to go down that one. So we need the southern ramp. That's this one. Lead us around to here, right? Right? No, that that was a loop. I was not reading this correctly. So you go down the ramp, then you reach that area. And you just need to go forward. Yeah, and then that will take you straight into here, which will take you to another ramp. Which will take us to this area where we go right. That'll take us to the key we need. Eventually, I mean, it's a long run still. Key. Because, yeah, I probably could have picked the lock, but I was not confident in that. Let's see. Go back through. I'm going to go the entire different way. Because this is only the way to the key, apparently. Go back up here. Just backtrack all the darker areas on the map. And then once we're out here, we need to go across this way. Oh, now we're getting Sclavis. Sclavi. Oh, and then where we're going? Not this way. This is the absolute wrong way. You go this way. Then we're gonna... This is surface portal. There's where you use the key. And then we just get out of here. Because those guys are kind of intimidating. And back to... I think Zykal, and just give it to the person again. That's this way. And this might be it. I think this is all we need to do to get into the society, probably. Yep, there we are. We get the treasure key, we get the armor writ, and a handbook, and we get to go in. That's nice. That's very nice. 270 mil as well. That's pretty nice. And XP has been, losing all meaning in the last few levels, but here we are into this absolute sea of NPCs that all give quests. It's a very quest dense area in here. Well, I suppose nothing really to do except get started on it. Might as well do some quests. Alright, so these three say that we get the mana siphon quest. We get, I don't know, what did this guy give me? I clicked on him too quickly. Yeah, 10 phalanx and 10 parts of gear knights, and then these guys also give quests, right? Yeah. So then this guy is Vaishok. Yeah, so that's the Dark Isle quest. And then we got the Remoran Fin. Hopefully I have enough jump skill to survive. And then White Blade Sorcerers and oh, the Shambling Archivist. That's me. Yeah, we have some tough quests to do, but we're gonna start with Dark Isle because I don't think either of these have. Yeah, they don't have timers on them. So we're gonna start with Dark Isle, and probably do the teleport quest first, just because we can. Although, that sends you to Fort Tethana, right? Tethana? Tethana? I don't know. And that does have a town network portal. So actually, let's do Vaishok first. Wait, but I'll need to... No. I'll need to teleport to... I'll need to teleport over to the Gear Knight area next anyways, so it doesn't matter if there's a town network portal. So yeah, we'll do the deep first, and hopefully we don't die. I have not invested into my jump skill very much in the last while. We'll just put a few extra points in there to be certain, because it's always a bit scary the first time when you're gonna be jumping off something. Yep. I know you can like interrupt this in some way, but yep. As far as I know, this is like the highest fall in the game. Don't kill me. Okay, good. I was pretty sure we'd be fine, but still absolutely terrifying. I mean, you saw how far we fell right there. That is a long distance. It's that 20 extra points I put in jump. It definitely saved me there. But I do think that fall damage like caps out eventually. Alright, now for Vaishok, which it's honestly like the dungeon he's in isn't as difficult as just getting to the dungeon. Just running through all these groups of Dark Isle enemies is the hardest part of the quest. Because they're kind of scary. Although they generally have a pretty generous aggro distance. So long as you're careful, you can just kind of avoid them. Okay, we pulled some shadows, that's fine. The ones we really don't want to pull are the sleeches. Everything else we can kind of just... Oh, are those sleeches? I think I pulled sleeches. Yep, I did. Everything else we can survive pretty easily. Ow! Okay. Keeping my eye on this Aphis Lazzle portal gem now, because that Remoran just came up and stabbed us for a bunch of damage right there. Let's just get in here, get away from all that. Oh hi. I don't really want to mess with you right now, my good man. Since when were there mucker in here? Oh man, but I need to be remembering where to go from the start. Ow. Let's move backwards here. These guys do a lot of damage. You make sure I'm going the right way, because yeah, you need to take the right as soon as you get in there. And that brings you to the Sclavis part of the dungeon. And the Sclavis part is the part you want to be. Oh gosh, some muckers followed me. I don't know if fire is doing really anything to these guys. Yeah, let's try slashing real quick. Just because it can hit 3 targets. Oh, and that's much better against these guys. Okay. Yeah, I had the fire out because that's good against Vaishak himself, but it's all these guys in the way first. Man, they have a lot of magic skill. It is upsetting. Alright, Sclavises are dead. Now I gotta drink up and fight Vaishak himself. So yeah, I think he's alone in here. But this weapon is absolutely tearing him apart, so I don't think we have much to worry about. Just get all the debuffs on him. There we are. Yeah, he doesn't even drop an item. We just get the credit for killing him. Now we've done both the quests in there, so now we need to go here. Go to the Gear Knight area, which is the only place I thus far have a dedicated recall for. Now this place will be fun. This place will be absolutely delightful. I have not been looking forward. Really, you cast Incantation of Exhaustion on me? That is just absolutely downright rude. But yeah, these guys are really quite scary. Well, let's see. Who do we even need to... Oh, I should probably get the rest of the quests up here before just running in there. I don't know what other quests there really are. There's the Ironblade Commander. We're not going to be able to kill him yet. There's a stockpile of Aetherium. Not really going to be able to do that, I don't think. Mainly because that place is a maze. Okay, yeah, but that's what we're looking for. The Squires and the Knights are what we need to do. Did you have anything for me? Oh, yeah. Trade ornate gear markers. Exchange for Aetherium infused gears. Yeah, so I can get the gear markers if I bring Aetherium infused gears to that guy, but those are pretty rare sometimes. So I'm not sure how many I'll be able to find. Alright guys, I'm fine with the war spells. Just don't be debuffing me, please. What did I say about debuffing? Alright, I literally just told you not to. These Gear Knights, they just can't listen. Alright, so now I need to remember what all these guys drop are used for. I also need to consider whether or not I want to use, you know, the one of the gems of stillness to get this debuff off me at some point. Because their magic really hurts in certain circumstances with that Voln on. But what do we use these for? Right, we give 10 of these to that guy. We need the Resurrean ore, I think. I don't know. I'll get some of those as well. I don't remember what they're used for. It's been a long time since I've been doing the dailies here. I also need to consider whether or not I want to do the boss enemies around here. Just make sure we stay full up on health. Interesting. Oh, I think I... Oh, this guy's using the gear crossbow. Interesting. Okay, I don't think I need the power cores, so we're gonna leave the power cores be. But we do need 10 piles of Gear Knight parts. Which we're getting close to already. Yeah, 6, 7. Ooh, an Aetherium infused gear. We want that. And we're overburdened, of course. I need to drop off some of these potions next time I'm at my house. But yeah, well, we can actually teleport right back here. So let's just sprint in and turn in the unstable mana stone, and then let's teleport back to our house and drop off some loot so that we aren't overburdened, because we certainly don't need that on top of all the other issues we're dealing with here. Just keep sidestepping, and hopefully their spells won't hit us. Because yeah, they aggro from a long ways away. I can't really avoid all of them. Turn in that, and then we're getting out of there. I pulled way too many things. And now we're gonna go back to oh, of course. I guess they put a strength debuff on us. Or maybe that mana gem was just enough weight to get us to 100%. We're gonna go back to the house, drop off some of these potions, and whatever else is weighing us down. It might just be these, but who knows? It's always weird. Like, I always look at my bags and I'm like, what is causing all this burden? It might be the peas. That might be the issue here. Can I put these in the chest? Yes, I can. I always forget if it's attuned or bonded. That makes it so they're not droppable. But yeah, any 100 stack. Yeah, okay. Any 100 stack we'll just put in the chest, because those do weigh like 1,000 burden at a full stack. So yeah, any incomplete stack though we'll leave there. And then we can drop off some of these, like, just throw 10 of you in here, which you can stack there. But we really don't have all that many potions. Oh, we do have the health potions, though. That's another 5 burden units. I mean, this isn't really an issue. We'll put that in here. We'll probably put that on a hook at some point, if I remember. Who's there? This also is just something we placed on a hook, so we'll put that in there. Oh yeah, and then we have the squalid shield and this, which we were just gonna get rid of. And not much else that we can get rid of at this time. We can get rid of the handbook and this, which I think we don't need either of them. Oh, we don't need the gear, crossbow. Oh, I can put this in the chest because I was gonna rend it, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Throw that in there as well. Okay. So yeah, now we'll need more Gear Knight parts. I don't know if we need to really get the ore. What do we use the ore for? I need to remember all this stuff. Let's see. Resrian ore. Okay, you just bring like 10 of it. Interesting. I mean, it gives a decent amount of XP, and it gives 5,000 luminance. So I would say, as of now, it's not worth it to get the ore, but once I unlock luminance, it will probably be worth it. Because, I mean, that's just like a free 5,000 luminance while doing all my Gear Knight quests anyways. So let's see, we need to go... I don't know where the vendors are here. So we're just gonna go back to Cillian, because I need to turn in the snow lilies that I forgot to turn in earlier. How are buffs doing, by the way? Still good. Nice. So yeah, we turn these in, and we need to talk to a town crier, which there should be one here. I just don't know where the town crier in this town is. I think there's one in every town, though. It should be this house. There you are. Levels us again. And we still don't need the snowflake charms. You know, they're nice and all, but we have more important things to have in the necklace slot. Okay, well, let's just head back to Iraq. Also, even with all the incantations of lightning vulnerability on me, I wasn't taking much lightning damage, and I think the reason why is this thing right here. I just randomly found it a while back, but having both the Storm's Blessing and Major Storm Ward on one item, pretty overpowered. So I think that's why I'm not getting utterly obliterated by the lightning spells that the Gear Knights use. So you, town crier person. I don't need the power cores. I don't think, because those... Let me let me look if those give luminance as well. Because I don't remember. I think they just... Or no, they don't give anything. Maybe given to this guy. Yeah. Yeah, so I think they just give a mana forge key if you turn in enough of them, and I don't need that. Like, I'm at the point where I'm trying to save up for legendary keys, not mana forge keys. Okay, well, that I think is enough space, you know, burden space to be able to continue these quests. We just need to kill a bunch of Gear Knights, get the rest of the parts. We already turned in the Mana Stone. So we simply need to kill them all, is what we're saying here. No, this guy. Okay. Nothing. Also, is my Verendi Sense still looking for the guys? Turgos and Girl. Okay. So I'll keep that open. because there are 2 rare Gear Knights that can spawn in this area. There's Mr. Turgos and Girol. And we want to kill them because either of them can drop, or I think they always drop, an item that you can turn in for an ornate gear marker. So pretty much when you see one, that's just a free gear marker waiting to be acquired. So just if we run into any of them. Not sure if we will. Luckily, when we actually hit enemies, we do a bunch of damage with this acid weapon. Let's see, so that's 9 piles of Gear Knight parts. Just need 1 more. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem with getting the big vuln on you. Is sometimes they just sync up their attacks, and that just one-shots you. As you can see, I think they both, when I'm buffed, I have 300 health exactly, and both their spells, it looks like, did exactly 150 damage. Like, that was the perfect attack to do exactly my maximum HP. And that's just how it goes. It's how spell damage is in this game. Well, we need to rebuff, because I never got the lasting enchantments. This is how rebuffing is right now with Vitae. Even with the helmet on, it's not at all consistent. But there we go. Over the hump. I really at some point need to invest some actual points into my magic skills. Because as of now, I'm completely letting them be at good enough and no more. Because, you know, if I can cast my spells, why do I need any more than that? Yep, so it certainly works that way sometimes. They don't do really any damage until they do. And when they do, you die immediately. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Like, those 2 spells were chained together so closely, I didn't have nearly enough time to actually use a healing kit in between. There we go. Oh, I guess we'll just drink another potion. Sometimes it lets you just cast those without mana, and other times it does not. Sometimes it doesn't even let you cast them with mana, apparently. Well, there we go, we're buffed up again. Time to go get one shot once more. And of course, I could always just spam Gems of Stillness to keep the debuff off of me, but they cast that debuff so often, it's not really possible for me to just continually dispel it. Oh gosh, and of course the enemies have to spawn behind me too. What, really? Well, I already took off the Vuln. They must have crit with that. What the heck? Yeah, you see why I was not excited for the Gear Knight area. Their lightning spells are absolutely infuriatingly high damage. So I think before we get... What, it literally made me drop my orb. I cannot cast spells now. Okay, well, Aphis Lassel Portal Gem it is, because that's the only way I can get back. Wait, how am I supposed to get back to the Gear Knight area? If I don't have... Well, I guess I can buy another wand to cast the recall spell, but... These enemies, I swear, they are... Their spells are so hard to deal with. And the worst part is that two-handed users don't get anything in the entire game that reduces spell damage. Like, at all. So, it's just what you have to deal with. You're never gonna get to a point where these spells aren't gonna one-shot you. You just need to take the hits as they come at you. So let's turn in these. There we go. Yeah, that's why I keep a bunch of these in my inventory, because at times like this when you need to get rid of Vitae. All right, and let's put on the helmet again. See, I really need to get more augmentations. Because having to constantly rebuff like this is very expensive. Let's buy a temporary wand to rebuff with again. Oh yeah, but this wand doesn't have any mana conversion bonus at all. It's like my mana conversion is absolutely obliterated. Will just let me keep casting them, even though I have no mana. Yeah, it's just not letting me. There we go. 3 mana is what it required. Yeah, we're gonna burn through a lot of mana potions if we just try to do that. But that was just unfortunate that a million of them respawned right on top of me. Very, very unfortunate situation. But do we have the... We just need one more pile of Gear Knight parts. And of course we're gonna need to kill a lot more enemies. I don't know, I think it's the Phalanx quest that is tied to the society. Come on, let me cast the spell. There we go. 5 mana was the magic number for that one. I don't want to keep having to drink all my mana elixirs. I need these for later, for every other time that I'll die. Yeah, and that last time I even purged, as was probably seen, I even purged the... Oh wait, we need this to teleport in. But I even purged the spell effect. I purged the Vuln. So, in any, you know, sane world, you would think that the, like, 130 health I had left wouldn't just get one shot away, but it did. That's just how they work. No matter how good you know, even with level 7 lightning resistance and major wards, still just one-shot you with spells no matter what you do. You know, these guys aren't even all that scary, like, health-wise. It's like, I'm two-shotting most of these guys. Okay, so I finished the phalanxes. That's good. And this guy gave me a mana potion back. Probably good, considering all the mana potions they made me use. Okay, but we got all the Gear Knight parts, we killed all the phalanxes. So that's all we need for our quests here. Now if we just go and get our bodies back, get my orb back, because they decided they wanted to steal my frickin' orb. Like, out of everything. They're just like, by the way, have fun rebuffing. How are you guys evading so much right now? How are you evading? Thank you. Oh my gosh. It's just spell after spell after spell. Okay, this guy's far enough away. I don't think I need to worry too much about him. Oh, and he's... Is he coming at me now? Yeah. Alright, so then we kill this guy who's off alone. Then hopefully we can kill these three alone as well. See? More spells. It's just a never-ending deluge of spells and nothing else. I'm just glad they didn't vuln me that entire fight. There we go. Okay, well, we cleared the first group of them. Just gotta do the jump hack to help us pick up all the many, many, many items we dropped. Because it's another augment that I don't have yet, is the you drop less items on death, which I'm certainly going to be going for that as soon as I can, because yeesh. But there's still some... I dropped my Etheria, I dropped my ring. These guys are just cruel, making me drop my Etheria and rings. Right, there's my orb. There's all my death items that I obviously need more of if I ran out. Yeah, I probably need to go buy more. Maybe just fill up the entire pack with them. Of course, I won't need death items after a certain point, so maybe I shouldn't. Because, you know, after I get those augments to make me drop less items. And they're even using the gear crossbows, so that's a chance on strike to do the lightning AoE. As if they needed more spells to be casting at me. Alright, well, we did... Yeah, we killed the 10 knights, killed 10 squires. I remember from earlier we killed 10 phalanxes. We have all the parts, and we turned in the thing to the thing. So I think that's it. I think that's all the quests that we're wanting to do here. So let's go back up to the base camp and turn in. Luckily, these things kind of count as death items. They're super light and worth a lot, surprisingly. Yeah, so 30 mil each for that. Not exactly great, but, you know, it is what it is. And of course, Mana Forge keys, which, once again, they used to be a really good reward, but at this point, they're super outdated. Like, I don't really have any use for Mana Forge keys at this juncture. Okay, so then 2 minutes until night. Oh no. I was gonna say let's go do the graveyard quests really quick, but I need to be really quick to get in there before night falls. And I don't think we want to wait a whole nother hour before doing the graveyard quests. I don't know, what would we even do for the next hour if we were waiting for that? We need to go back to Zykal, turn in these quests. And we might as well turn in all the commendation ribbons we can, just as we get them. Because they have like a certain turn-in timer, so might as well just turn them in whenever it is available. I remember on Reef Cull, I was waiting for a long time for them to implement the rest of the society, because they only put in the initiate quests, because they were just getting all of this redesigned and figured out. So I had just done the initiate quests like 50 times. And by the time I by the time they actually implemented being able to, you know, increase your rank in the society, I'd already had like enough ribbons to get me straight to master rank. All right. So yeah, those three are still the graveyard quests. So we can't do them just yet. We can go turn in our ribbons. Commendations officer, here you go. Turning them in 4 at a time because I don't know why. It's a very odd number to be turning in at once, but or no, it's you give 1 and then it hands over 4 more. Okay. So it's not I'm turning in 4 at a time, I'm turning in 5 at a time. It just is worded weirdly. All right. So then that's done. We have our trade tokens, which will just, I don't know where. Yeah, we'll keep them back here with the alternative currencies. And we should probably put this back there as well. That's almost an alternative currency. And then I guess it's graveyard time, even though it's nighttime, and that is terrifying. That won't affect the white cave, I don't think, because I need to take the. Oh wait, I don't need to take the supplies to the guy. I guess that's an adept quest. Oh, but the armor writ, is that over here? No, that's over this way. I might as well get this done because I've just been lugging around an armor writ. Might as well turn it in, which is right here. So I think we can get either gloves or shoes as the initiate, and it doesn't really matter which. So let's just give it to the first guy. Just grab these. Are they any good? Epic finesse weapons. Epic war magic. Epic frost. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find good ones of these. It's going to take a long time, if I ever find like really good versions of them. Except they're worth a lot. I wonder if you like took some of these and just tinkered them with gold a bunch, would they be good death items? All right, well, graveyard it is, I guess. We need to kill the 12 white blade sorcerers, which is not fun. And we need to get the... Don't we? Wait, what are the quests that they gave us? Oh, it's the jaws. Okay, so I need to get the jaws from the skeletons. Then we need the shambling archivist to be killed and the white blade sorcerers. Okay, because my mind was thinking the adept quests, which is bring the sack to the dude in the rat dungeon and get the etching from that one white cave. But we don't have either of those. Those are the easy graveyard quests. So I don't think we could do the harder graveyard quests right now, which is funny because the initiate quests are the hard ones. We'll probably need to wait until daytime to do those. So until then, I don't know. Honestly, I was hoping to do a 4-hour stream, but I have promptly run out of quests to do, which is unfortunate. How much does it take? How much does an armor writ take? Where? No, it's not you. You're just the shopkeeper. I need a quartermaster. So the armor writ is 25. So I can get, if I did all the quests, I could get pretty much 1 armor writ a day, it looks like. And probably much more. Oh man, this only takes 1 trade token for a item tinkering armature. That's really good, actually. Anyways, yeah, so I'll just end it there. I have some errands we need to be doing, so it's probably fine that we do a shorter stream. Plus, those gear nights they're insane. They tire me out quite a lot. So yeah, we're just gonna end that there. But we got into a society, which is what is really important here, because I have been waiting for quite some time to finally get into being able to use, like, do all the society quests and everything, and it's quite nice. When I can use all this 1.2 billion XP we've racked up to get more strength. Not that it's actually gonna get up to max, but it's gonna up our two-handed combat significantly, so that's gonna be good. Anyways, I'll probably, if I'm doing anything off camera now, it's probably just gonna be farming Dark Isle trophies to try to get better armor, because that's gonna be a big help when it comes to extra survivability, is just having the better armor. Oh, and then I can enhance it with alternative currencies, getting the armor upgrade kits, so that'll be good. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, goodbye.